Long ago, in the ancient village of Omunri, there lived a girl named Adanma. Adanma was not just beautiful, she was breathtaking. She was tall, tall like the royal palm tree standing in the center of the village square. When she walked, it was as if the ground softened beneath her feet. Her waist curved gracefully into wide hips, a figure she inherited from her mother, Mama Ezine.
Mama, I think I have fetched enough water today.
Yes. My daughter, you have done well. Adama, let's walk faster so that we can prepare dinner for your father. He will soon be back from the farm.
Who in her youth had once been the pride of the village. The elders would say, when Adanma passes, even the wind pauses to look. And truly, it did. Young men forgot their words. Old men cleared their throats. Women admired her from the corners of their eyes. But beauty, when praised too much, can grow into pride. And pride can grow into blindness. When Adanma came of age, suitors arrived like bees drawn to ripe mangoes. The first was Obiagu, son of the wealthiest farmer in Umunri. He came with goats, with kola nuts, with sweet palm wine. He bowed respectfully. Adanma, he said, I wish to take you as my wife. She looked at him slowly, from his head to his feet. You are too short, she said coldly. When I stand beside you, people will laugh. The compound fell silent. Obiagu left in shame, but Adanma felt powerful. Another came. Nkem, the strongest hunter in the land. I will build you a house with pillars that never fall, he promised. She wrinkled her nose. You smell of the forest. I will not marry a man who smells of wild animals. He too walked away. Then came Chidibear, the wealthy trader. I will take you beyond this village, he said proudly. She laughed lightly. You talk too much. Your voice alone would tire me. One by one, good men came, one by one. She rejected them. At first, the villagers admired her confidence. She knows her worth, they said. But as seasons passed, the whispers changed. She thinks she is more than human. She believes her beauty will never fade. Her mother warned her many times. My daughter, Mama Ezine would say gently, the sun shines brightly at noon, but evening always comes. But Adanma would only smile at her reflection in a pot of clear water. How can something this beautiful ever fade? She would say. Ah, time hears everything. Years rolled on. The young girls she once ignored began to grow into women. Their weddings filled the village with drums. Their laughter echoed through the marketplace. But no drums beat for Adanma. At first, she did not notice. Then, one market day, she did. She dressed in her finest wrapper. She wore her brightest beads. She walked proudly to the square. But something had changed. The young men were gathered around another maiden. They were laughing, smiling. Not one of them stumbled when Adanma passed. Not one. For the first time in her life, she felt invisible. That night, she looked into her reflection. She was still beautiful, but the tight glow of youth had softened. Fine lines touched her eyes. Time had gently knocked at her door. Fear entered her heart. Days turned into months, months into years. No suitors came. Her father grew quiet. Her mother prayed at dawn, and whispers reached her ears. There is only one unmarried man left in Umunri. The old native doctor, Dibia Ogbubu. He lived near the sacred Iroko tree. Old, wise, feared. His hair was white as ash, his back slightly bent from years of grinding herbs. No one imagined Adanma beside him. But loneliness. Loneliness changes the taste of pride. One evening, as the sun bled red across the sky, Adanma wrapped herself in simple cloth and walked alone toward his hut. Each step felt heavier than the last. When she arrived, the old man was grinding herbs. Without looking up, he said, "The palm tree that once rejected the wind now seeks shelter." Adanma froze. "You knew I was coming," she whispered. He chuckled softly. Loneliness as a loud voice. Tears gathered in her eyes. "Dibia," she said quietly, "will you take me as your wife?" The mortar stopped. Silence. Then he looked at her, not with desire, not with excitement, but with understanding. "Why now?" he asked. She wanted to say, "Because no one else wants me, because I am afraid, because my beauty is fading." But instead she said, "I am ready for marriage." The old man shook his head slowly. "Years ago," he said, "good men came with honest hearts. You saw only their height, their smell, their voice. You measured them with your eyes, not your spirit." Her tears fell freely now. "Beauty," he continued, "is like morning dew. It shines brightly, but the sun always rises." She fell to her knees. "Please," she whispered, but the old man sighed. "I will not marry a woman who comes to me out of fear of time. Marriage is not a hiding place from aging." Her heart shattered. "Then I will be alone forever," she cried. He stepped closer. "Not if you learn," he said gently. "Return. Serve your people. Let humility dress you better than beauty once did." That night something broke inside Adanma, but something new was planted. The next morning, she changed. She fetched water for the elderly. She helped mothers in the market. She apologized quietly to those she once mocked. At first, people doubted her, but time, the same time that had softened her beauty, now softened her heart. Years passed again, and the village began to see her differently. Not as the proud maiden, but as the woman who had grown. Then, one planting season, a widower named Obiora approached her family. He was gentle, a farmer with 2 young children. He did not come because she dazzled the eye. He came because he had seen her kindness. He had watched her carry water for his sick mother. He had seen her comfort his children. When he asked for her hand, she did not measure his height. She did not judge his wealth. She listened to his heart, and she said yes. Their wedding was simple. No pride, no boasting, just peace. And in her later years, when young maidens gathered around her, she would say, "Beauty opens doors, but character keeps them open." So remember, my children, the flower that blooms proudly at noon must bow by evening. But the tree that grows deep roots will stand through every season. Do not let pride blind you, for time walks quietly, and it never stops walking.